Major breaking news coming out over the weekend as banks are collapsing. The president just came out a little while ago and made a speech addressing this. I'm going to share it with you in this video, and this is going to be impacting everyone. Now, this all started a couple days ago with the announcement of Silicon Valley Bank having its run. It had to collapse and shut down. And I think a lot of people first heard this and thought, well, I don't bank with CVB. This isn't going to directly impact me. I'm not worried about it, right? Not exactly. There's actually a couple different ways this is directly going to be impacting everyone. Now, the first way is the Dominos Effect that is unfolding, as a lot of these banks don't stand independently. They're tied one to another. They lend to each other. There's a lot of different companies that are tied to these banks. And just like a lot of people anticipated, CVB went down. And then shortly after, we got word that now Signature Bank has collapsed. And then just a little while ago, we've heard that Silvergate has collapsed as well. And like I said, there's other things, investments, groups, companies that are tied directly to these that now are wondering, are we going to get our money? Well, also the USDC stablecoin, $3.3 billion was stuck to CVB, and now crypto is out of control as well. So there's an assortment of different dominoes that are falling, and people are wondering, is my bank safe? How much is tied to these banks from my bank? And a lot of people are concerned right now. President Joe Biden coming out this morning reassuring the American people, listen, the money in your bank account, it is safe, it is secure, you're going to be okay. And he's announcing he's going to be releasing new rules and regulations for banking to reassure the American people your money is safe in the bank. Now, let me know your thoughts. How many dominoes are we going to see fall? But that's not all. In addition to that, President Joe Biden came out and announced that everybody that banked with CVB, you're okay. You're going to get your money back. In other words, he's reassuring you a bank bailout of billions upon billions of dollars. Now, what does that mean? That means that that money is going to be sent out to all those people, which is good, right? Well, where does that money come from? They're going to have to create new money, which is going to spark further inflation. Now, at this time, inflation is out of control. The feds are fighting it, and now this is going to be adding even more so, which means that the taxpayer, the average everyday American, prices are going to be going up even more, and this is going to be applying even more pressure to your pocketbooks. Now, in addition to that, the Federal Reserve is fighting inflation, and now they're going to probably have to increase interest rates even more so, with this element being thrown in the mix as well, which means the cost of loans, of mortgages, car payments, credit cards, the money that you borrow is going to get even more expensive. So this is going to be applying more economic pressure to the everyday American. And make no mistake, these banks collapsing, this is going to be impacting everybody. So this is all unfolding, and we're going to see how many more dominoes fall, and we're going to be seeing how much this actually impacts the economy. But like I said, President Joe Biden coming out this morning, today, Monday, reassuring everyone that they're going to take care of this. Let me know your thoughts, but I'm going to share with you the video footage so you can see exactly what the president had to say. Let's take a look at this. Before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, letting you know what's going on, smash the like button for me. Just takes a second. Helps out the channel a ton. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll let you know everything that's unfolding, so that way you can prepare, or you can know what's available for you and your family to help you out, as I'll just keep you up to speed on everything going on. But with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at this video footage and get you caught up on what the president had to say this morning with the breaking news of banks collapsing, the Dominos Effect over the weekend.
Before I leave for California, I want to briefly speak about what's happening in Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Today, thanks to the quick action of my administration over the past few days, Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them. Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks, can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well. Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets. Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action, immediate action, And here are the highlights. First, all customers who had deposits in these banks can rest assured, rest assured they'll be protected and they'll have access to their money as of today. That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will, this is an important point, no losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Let me repeat that. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Instead, the money will come from the fees that banks pay into the Deposit Insurance Fund. Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them. Second, the management of these banks will be fired. If the bank is taken over by FDIC, the people running the bank should not work there anymore. Third, investors in the banks will not be protected. They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law. And finally, we must reduce the risk of this happening again. During the Obama-Biden administration, we put in place tough requirements on banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, including the Dodd-Frank law to make sure that the crisis we saw in 2008 would not happen again. Unfortunately, the last administration rolled back some of these requirements. I'm going to ask Congress and the banking regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to make it less likely this kind of bank failure would happen again, and to protect American jobs and small businesses. Look, the bottom line is this. Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe. Your deposits are safe. Let me also assure you we will not stop at this. We'll do whatever is needed. On top of all this, let's also take a look at a moment to put the situation in a broader context. We've made strong economic progress in the past 2 years. We've created more than 12 million new jobs, more jobs in 2 years than any president has ever created in a single 4-year term. Unemployment is below 4% for 14 straight months. Take-home pay for workers is going up, especially for lower and middle-income workers. And we've seen record numbers of people apply to start new businesses, more than 10 million of them, more than 10 million applications over the last 2 years starting businesses. Now we need to keep this progress going. That's what swift action that my administration over the past few years is all about. Protecting depositors, protecting the banking system, protecting the economic gains we've made together for the American people. Thank you, God bless you, and may God protect our troops. See you in California.
Mr. President, what do you know right now about why this happened? And can you assure Americans that there won't be a ripple effect?
Do you expect other banks to fail, Mr. President?
There you have it. Wow. Now, let me know your thoughts. As we heard the president say that this is not going to be negatively impacting the everyday American, the taxpayer, that they're going to pull these funds to bail out these banks from bank fees. But this is literally billions of dollars. Let me know, do you believe that, or do you think this is going to negatively impact the everyday American? Now, in addition to that, as he was leaving, you heard the question asked, are we going to stop the dominoes from falling? Are we going to see other banks collapse as well as a result? Have we stopped it? Have we switched this off? To which there was no response. Now, I will let you guys know as more information rolls out about the banking system. And you also heard him say that investors, you're out of luck. If you invested in these banks, well, investing's a risk and you lost. But depositors will get their money back. He's saying that you can rest assured that you will get that money. Now, typically with these centralized banks that will cover up to $250,000 of deposits, anything over that, well, you're kind of running a risk. But he's saying that you will get the money back starting today. But there also is another question raised right there, as we're hearing hedge fund managers say not so fast. It's very likely in order for them to back these funds and bail them out, you might get 50% today, but the other 50%, it might take about 3 to 6 months before you get that. So if you banked with them, please be aware that that could be a possibility we're hearing from hedge fund managers. Now, we will see. I will keep you guys up to date on anything that unfolds with this, but wanted to make sure that you're aware of what's taking place right now with the banking systems and what the president had to say addressing this issue today. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far, haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe to stay up to date, and check out this video next to catch some of the latest news coming out on Social Security, our economy, what's taking place. I'll let you know everything. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.